Good morning, dear action friends from a hot, muggy Wheaton, Illinois in the United States. I've been out trying to get some exercise. I hope you do that as well. I used to like to play basketball, but I have problems in my shoulder now, and then I like to run and can't really do that. My ankles ache and my knees hurt, and so I just hobble. I sort of jog along and get my heart rate up and breathe some good air, and then I try to cool off. Today it's so muggy that it's taken me a while to cool off. But as I run, I've been memorizing 2 Corinthians 4 and 5, which talk about our outer self. Paul says, so we do not lose heart. I hope you're not losing heart. Crazy stuff going on around the world, isn't it? It's a unique time in history. But why doesn't he lose heart? Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being renewed day by day as we look not to the things that are seen, but to the things that are unseen. For the things that are seen are transient, they're temporary, but the things that are unseen are eternal. For if the tent, that is our earthly home, he says, is destroyed, that's this body, right? It's wasting away. I can feel it every day, going slower, and that's okay. And some of you are struggling with greater tribulations. Poor Debbie O'Connor and Scott Pennington and Harry Bryans are all struggling with cancer right now. Their tent is wasting away. But Paul says, if the tent that is our earthly home is destroyed, we have a building from God, a house in the heavens, not made by hands, eternal in the heavens. And then he says something interesting. He says, for in this tent we groan, longing to put on our heavenly dwelling. If indeed by putting it on we may not be found naked. For while we are still in this tent, that means here in this temporal, transient existence, we groan, being burdened. Not that we should be unclothed. We don't long for death. Death is not our friend, even though it's gain. The pain of it, the separation of it, are all horrors, a result of sin. Not that we should be unclothed, but that we should be clothed in our heavenly dwelling, further clothed in our heavenly dwelling. He who has prepared us for this very thing, says Paul, is God, who has given us his Spirit as a guarantee, so we are always of good courage. So I hope this morning that you're of good courage, that you're not losing heart, that you are groaning. See, groaning and of good courage. That encourages me today, because I find myself groaning for those I know who haven't surrendered to Jesus yet, groaning for those who are suffering with racial injustice, those who are suffering with poverty, those who are suffering with COVID, those who are suffering the eternal result of their sin, unless they bend the knee to our Lord Jesus. I groan, and I hope you groan too, even though we're of good courage, because we long for that glorious day when we are together in his presence, in our eternal dwelling together, joined together in him. So I hope those thoughts encourage you as they do me. Get some physical exercise, maybe memorize a verse while you're running, and groan and be of good courage. Blessings.